There's been a lot of kind of, I'll say, dissension between Trump and a lot of the, intelligence agencies that, are independent of his administration.
Yep.
How do you think that kind of, reflects on him? He has this base of supporters that just seem to be unshaken by everything that's happened so far. Do you think that that's, damaged him in any way with them, or...?
I know. This is what is so disorienting at times. We're in a moment where the president and a lot of his supporters are okay with saying up is down, black is white, sky is, yellow, not blue. And it's not just the press. One of the things that I want to try to touch on tomorrow in my speech here and talk at the Mondavi Center is that it's you guys. It's UC Davis. It's UC campuses. It's college campuses. It's any institution that cares about, that is in pursuit of the truth, cares about facts. And, that is essentially where we are now, right? This university does a lot of research on climate change. Trump dismisses all of that. Not only dismisses it, but argues to other people, you really don't need to listen to it. It's okay if you ignore that. I'm not going to listen to it. It's all fake to me. I'm giving you permission to dismiss it as well. That has real consequences for us as a country if that really takes hold.
It seems like as time has gone on, President Trump has become, I'm going to say, more tied to Fox News. I feel like a lot of his tweets, a lot of, even some of the things he said, in, speeches, in front of the press, have come directly from what, say, Fox and Friends have said, that morning. Basically, how do you think that impacts people who are watching the news every day or getting the news, from, say, Trump, and he's just citing, direct quotes from Fox and Friends?
And it's kind of their own echo chamber in a way, because Trump is often tweeting things that he sees watching Fox and Friends in the morning. He is obviously on the phone a great deal with Sean Hannity, who is their most popular broadcaster, and they are comparing and creating and agreeing on talking points each and every day. So it reinforces the president's message and vice versa. And that's all part of this dynamic. I mean, that is a big part of why we as a country are so polarized. We have these shows that millions of people tune into each and every night that are designed to be kind of emotionally charged, right? They're designed to make us feel outraged. They're designed to make us think of people who have different perspectives or ideas or political views, not just as kind of political adversaries, but enemies, right? These are enemies of this country. These are not patriotic. They do not like this country the way they should. And I hate to say it, but I feel like, this is where your generation is going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up. I'm realizing that more and more. I think as time has gone on, for sure. I know one thing that you've covered a lot is the Mueller investigation. So obviously we're getting, a little bit closer to the conclusion of that investigation, hopefully soon. So do you think that whatever comes out in light of that investigation is going to change how people see President Trump, or do you think that, the people who hate him are going to continue to hate him and the people who support him are going to continue to support him? That's a really good question, and, we've seen the president and his supporters do a lot of groundwork to try to ensure that what happens is what you just said, that the people who are with Trump are going to dismiss this report, whatever it says, and the people who are against him are going to be against him the same as they were beforehand, that it's not going to change people's views. And they've done a lot to kind of move the goalposts, so to speak, right? So they have sought to create this condition in which if Mueller doesn't deliver smoking gun evidence, right, a memorandum with Trump's signature on this corner and Putin's signature on this corner, that people will be able to say, oh, this was all a hoax, just like the president said. I don't know whether that's going to happen. It'll be interesting to see whether the public reacts that way. I think that whatever Mueller has done would be, I think that this document will be a catalog of venality and criminality and potential criminality. I don't know that he's going to be able to prove that there was collusion between Russia and Trump during the campaign or beforehand. But it will be a very damaging document to the president. The question is whether, largely, how does the public react to this?
But
I guess, steering away from that a little bit. So just kind of a general question. So, like, what do you think is the most, like, interesting or, like, impactful journalistic story you've ever completed?
I was integral to the Post's coverage of the Edward Snowden material, so that was a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's hard to think of anything that matters more than what we're doing now. Because it seems and it feels like we are at such an inflection point as a country where what we used to think of as equilibrium is gone. And we're not just fighting over policies or approaches to fighting terrorism or decisions that are good and bad about the use of military force. We're fighting about fundamental things.
Sure.
Truth, objectivity, science. I mean, we are fighting over things that are core to the functioning of a democratic government.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, those are all the questions that I had. Thank
Awesome.
you so much for joining us today. We really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me in.
Of course.
It's great to be back here.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, of course. It's nice to meet you too.